Yo everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Steins. We finally recovered the IBN 5100. We're finally one step away from beating 7 and returning to the beta world line. However, the realization of this, the realization of what will happen if we return to the beta world line has dawned to Okabe, in that, in doing so, Krisu will be dead. I thought I found the solution, that everything would be alright, but the equation was meaningless. I've solved nothing. Instead, I'm left with a terrible choice. Mayuri or Krisu. One of them must die. Radican is still off limits. They haven't yet repaired the hole that Suzuha's time machine made. I look down through the hole at the streets of Akiba. From up here, they look narrow and trifling. Across the way, train rumbles by. I watch the yellow striped cars move past. I came here because I wanted to be alone. The day before yesterday, I abruptly cancelled the attempt to hack Saren. Krisu and Dara demanded an explanation, but I just couldn't give them one. The decision has paralysed me. 2 days later, I'm still nowhere close to finding an answer. What do I do? 2 weeks ago, on July 28th, Dr. Nakabayashi held a press conference on this very spot. The same day, Krisu was murdered. Let's say we go through the plan to delete the first email I sent, the one about Krisu's death, from Seren's database. That would return us to the beta world line, where it all began. What will happen then? According to my predictions, our friend, lab member 004, Masuke Krisu will disappear. Someone who died on July 24th cannot be alive now, on August 15th. That would defy causality. A time paradox. The world line has already rejected her existence. The moment I raise the email, Krisu will cease to exist, and so I'm left with two options. Option 1, hack Sen with the IBN 5100 and erase the first email I sent, thus returning to the beta world line. Krisu will disappear, but Mayu will live. Sen will never build a time machine, and the future will be free. Option 2, don't hack Sen, keep living here on the alpha world line. Mayu will die, so will Mocha and FB. Krisu will likely be kidnapped by Sen, but at the very least, she won't die. With her research, Saren will gain control of space-time, and the future will be a dystopia where no one is free. And I'm supposed to choose? Ridiculous! I choke out a laugh. How am I, of all people, supposed to make that choice? There's no way. I don't really care about the future, whether it's free or ruled by Saren. I know I should care. Suzuha entrusted her wish to me. Doesn't that make it my responsibility? But still, it doesn't quite seem real. 20 years is a long time. Right now, only Mayuri and Krisu matter. I must choose which to save. If I had been given this choice back on July 24th, before this all started, I probably would not have hesitated to abandon Krisu and save Mayuri. But this is not June 28th. It's August 15th, plus how many other days. I spent 2 long weeks with Krisu. She's one of us now, an integral part of the lab. As I leapt through time again and again, she was the person I relied on most. Always calm, always thoughtful, always ready with a new hypothesis, always there to give me a push when I needed it most. I wouldn't even have the time leap machine if not for Krisu. It's thanks to her I made it this far. After all she's done for me, There's no way I can abandon her now. But nor can I let Mayuri die. Everything I've done, I did to save her. I would give anything, even my own life, to see her safe. More than anything, I want her to live. No matter what, I won't let her die. I can't choose. I can't. Kill Krisu or kill Mayuri. That is what the choice comes down to. Is this how it ends? I drive my fist into the wire fence. Suzuha, Ferris, Lukako, Mayoka, is this what I sacrificed your memories for? Is there no other option? No way to save them both? What if I use Suzuha's time machine? I could return to the Beta World Line, then use her time machine to travel to... I could return to the Beta World Line, then use her time machine to travel back to July 28th. No, that won't work. The reason Suzuha left to 2010 was to prevent Seren from creating a dystopia. That only occurs on this world line. On the Beta World Line, she'll have no reason to leap to 2010. Suzuha's time machine won't exist, so I won't be able to use it. Alright. Then what if I send Krisu a warning via D-mail? I could say don't go to Dr. Nakabachi's presentation. No, that won't work either. Remember, causality converges. Krisu's death is inventable on the Beta World Line, just as Mayuri's is inventable on this world line. No matter what I do, fate will ensure her death. There's no way. I slowly sink to the floor with my back against the fence. Well, go for the Gamma world line then. That's the one thing. She's like, just do something completely different. Like the Suzuha ending. I can't save her. I'm powerless against my own... against the will of fate. What should I do? What should I do? Maybe Mayuri doesn't die on the current world line. I cancel Smoker D-mail, plus I haven't had an opportunity to check the divergence meter since. Might there be a chance? If the pattern continues, Mayuri's death will be pushed back to the night of the 17th. If Mayuri doesn't die between 7 and 8 PM that night, then I won't have to face this horrible decision. I know it's unlikely. I understand that from all my experiences so far, but still I can't help but cling to that hope. Mayuri and Krisu. If I can just save both of them, then I don't care if the future is ruled by Seren. I'll betray Suzuha's dream, if that's what it takes. So please let Mayuri live. To whom should I make this desperate plea? God? Fate? The universe itself? Either way, I am just one insignificant human among billions. Will my prayers truly reach? I already know what the answer will be. And that knowledge is certainly... that's certainty is despair. There we go. I got them in the end. Common runs 3 straight days from the 15th to the 17th. On the last day, I go with Mayuri and stay with her from morning until Common Mart closes. It's not really my thing though, and the crowd is ridiculous. So I wait off the side with Mayuri's bags from time to time, and Mayuri appears with new bags for me to guard, and usually a snack for us to share. But most of the day I spend alone. To some extent, I'm here to escape reality, to empty my mind and forget my fears. But even when I close my eyes, I still hear the footsteps of death approaching. Just hearing that reminds me of how Red Dwarf ended. Season 8 ended. Death comes for Rimmer. And then Rimmer just knees him in the balls and runs away. It's brilliant. Anyways. Tangents aside. We're finally home. It's already dark by the time the bus drops us back at Akiba. Mary is dragging her costume case behind her. I'm carrying bags covered in Mo artwork and loaded with Donbuji. All of these are Mary's purchases, not mine. I can't believe she bought so much. I guess the reason she doesn't cosplay herself is that she's too busy shopping. We get off the bus and just stand there for a while. What are you going to do now? Head straight home? Actually, I was thinking of going back to the lab. Eat something? Not really, but it's a weird while since I got to relax with Ocarine. I'm a little hungry, so I'll buy some juicy chicken #1 on the way. We don't have a working microwave. Maybe Mayu wants to taste of normality again, now that the chaos of Korima has ended. I can't begrudge her on that. I stifle a groan and shrug my shoulders. Back to the lab then. Hey, Ocarine. Why did you come with Mayushi today? You never come with me to Korima before. You're not interested in Mo, right? I like robot anime. But not so much that I line up early in the morning for Korima each year, like Dao and Mayuri do. So, why did he come with me today? Well, to confirm your deaths? Those words pop into my head, but I quickly shake them away. Why am I so set on seeing Mayuri dying? I want her to live, remember? Well, I just felt like it. Oh. Suddenly, silence. A downhearted frown replaces the usual smile on Mayuri's face. Did my answer upset her? But it's not like I could tell her the truth. How do you tell someone they're going to die? Lukaku, I freshly tried to smooth things over. Thought maybe you'd manage to get Lukaku to cosplay. I thought maybe you'd manage to get Lukaku to cosplay, so I came to laugh at him. Too bad he didn't come. That's so mean! Yeah, Lukaku would be super popular if he did come though. People would take his picture and post it all over the internet, and then everyone in the world would see how cute he is. And after that, he'll become a superstar. Mayushi would see him on TV and think, wow, he's gone so far. It's scary because it's true. Ocarine. Suddenly Mayu turns around and peeks at my face as she walks backwards. Thank you for today. Why are you thanking me? Well, like I said, this is the first time Okarine's ever come to Korima with me. It made Mayushi really happy. The smile finally returns to Mayuri's face. But you know what would make me even happier? If you could cosplay next time. Yeah, I'll think about it. That's right. Don't think negative thoughts. Think about fun, bright future. Really? You'd cosplay for me? Only if you cosplay too. Lukaku too. And Christina, of course. Convince them to cosplay first. If you manage that, then I, the great and insane mad scientist Huin Kyoma, will grace Komima with my august presence. The next Komima takes place this winter. Also, what about Dao? Ferris. So mean. We'll all be there, if none of this ever happened. We'll all be there, as if none of this ever happened. All of us laughing, smiling together. Just imagine a future like that. Wow, that's gonna be tough. But it sounds really fun too. Besides, I think Chris-chan secretly wants to cosplay. So there's hope. Maishi's gonna do her best. We arrive at the lab. I look up to the second floor, but there's no light in the window. Oddly enough, there's no one here today. I've got a bad feeling about this. Is Mocha going to ambush us? On the previous world line, I forgave Mocha and Tanuji, but that has already been undone. This is a world line. The Rounders are still alive, and they're still after the time leap machine. Wait here, Mayuri. I motioned for her to sit and wait on the bench in front. Then I carefully checked the area. I know my efforts are likely futile, but still, I want to do everything I can. Everything to give Mayuri a chance, however small, of surviving this world line. Something tells me it would be foolish to go straight up to the lab. So first, I decided to check the street for any suspicious people. I walked down the street towards that place, carefully, and I had to always keep Mayuri in sight. Suddenly, a white station wagon, parked at the end of the street, fires its engine and takes off in our direction. What? I could see clearly in the front window. The man in the driver's seat is unfamiliar, but I have seen the station wagon before. It's the same one Mocha used to run us over on a previous world line. It's the same one Tanuji used to transport the IBN 5100. And now it's bearing down on me at full speed. I'm in the center road, there's nowhere to run. The station wagon flips on its head high beams, instantly turning my vision white. I can't move, it's all happening too fast. I expected an ambush inside the lab. Instead, I'm facing a charging car. What do? I'm fine. I won't die. This world line hasn't improved that fate. No, wait. What day is it? This is the first time I've made it to the 17th. Does that mean my death is still undecided? Will I die in Mayuri's place? If that will save her, this will end this. Then maybe it's for the best. No, I don't want to die yet. Two contradictory emotions collide in my mind. My body doesn't know which way to turn. Will I be the one to die? Something slams into my back. I open my eyes, lying on the side of the road. My whole body hurts, but doesn't appear to be seriously injured. Someone saved me. I look up to see the station wagon taillights disappearing around the corner. And there, lying in the centre of the road, is Mayuri. I went to her side. Mayuri is bleeding from the head. The pavement is slick with blood. Did she protect me? But that's not what I wanted. I lift her body up in my arms. Her eyes switch, then slowly open. Mayuri, I'm sorry, it's my fault. Her hand wanders as if seeking something. It reaches for the starry sky. Her eyelids are heavy. They could close any second now. But still, she looks straight into my eyes. And for some reason she smiles. Finally, maybe she was useful to Ocarine. What? Stardust handshake. Her delicate fingers grasp at the sky. But all they find is empty air. Her arm goes limp. I grab her hand before it hits the ground. Mayuri is no longer breathing. I've seen her die countless times, but this time it's too much. This time, it's all my fault. I embrace Mayuri's tattered body, her lifeless, motionless, tattered body. I clench my jaw and bite back my tears. I can't see the stars from here. How could this happen? Why does she have to die like this? What possible meaning could this death have? Yes, it happened because fate demanded it. Yes, her death was unavoidable, the result upon which this world line converges. I knew from the beginning that this would happen, but I never imagined that she would die saving me, and with a smile on her face. What do you mean, you're finally useful? Tell me, Mayuri. There's no future for Mayuri on this world line. And that brings me again to the choice. Do I return to the beta world line, killing Krisu? Or do I leave things as they are and accept Mayuri's death? I can't run away. I'm the one who twisted fate. I'm the one who must decide. Whew. The sky is blue. I'm on the roof of Radican. After going back 56 hours with 2 time leaps, I lean against the wireframe and stretch out my legs as I look at the sky. I wanted more time to think. That's why I came back. Last time I spent 2 days refusing to face reality. But that's no longer an option, now that I confirmed Mayuri's death. This time I need to reach a decision. But how? This equation has no solution. No matter what choice I make, someone dies. From a purely utilitarian viewpoint, I should choose the beta world line where Saren never creates a dystopia. But it's not that simple. Not for me. There must be some other way. According to Suzuha, 2010 is a point of great divergence at the attractive field level. I think that divergence has already commenced by the time I sent the D-mail reporting Krisu's death. So when did the divergence begin? I can't say for sure, but I think it was the moment we completed the phone wave named subject to change. That was around the middle of July. Dara and I deemed it a failure right after completion. By the time Krisu was killed, there was already a huge divergence at the attractive field level. Now that I think about it, Reed and Steiner activated that day when I sent the D-mail that started it all. At that moment, every pedestrian and vehicle in the main street of Akiba suddenly vanished. It feels so long ago, but now I can finally explain it. It was the moment I moved to the Alpha world line. On the Beta world line, where it all began, Suzuha didn't arrive in her time machine. Dr. Nakibayachi's conference went ahead as planned, and the flow of tourists and shoppers throughout Akiba were unimpeded. When I sent the first email, events changed on a huge scale, from my perspective at least. On the current world line, Suzuha crashed her time machine into the roof of Radican. Nakabayachi's presentation was cancelled and the part of Akiba was closed to traffic. Because I was out on the street when the world line changed, it appeared to me as if thousands of people suddenly vanished. The truth is that we were never there to begin with. Like a magician trick, it's so obvious once you understand how it works. The real problem is the timing of the D-mail. I moved to the Alpha world line after Krisu died. If I sent the D-mail before she died, then I might have been able to intervene, even now, on this world line. But no, that would defy causality. I sent that D-mail because I saw Krisu's body. That's the way it has to be. Who killed her anyway? I still don't know. It definitely wasn't suicide. What if I identified the murder and send them a D-mail warning them off? Would that prevent her death? I mean, no one has tried to kill her on this world line, have they? Maybe there's a chance. However, to send that D-mail, I'd first have to move to the Beta world line. The more I think about it, the more futile it seems. Plus, wouldn't that then cause you to return to the Beta world line? Because Seven would find the email? The D-mail, I should say. I've already seen Mayuri's death countless times. Everything I tried to prevent them, it failed. I understand all too well. When fate wants someone dead, nothing can stop it. I can't save Krisu. There you are. I thought I was alone, but it seems I was wrong. I turn around to see Krisu standing in the open door. I avert my eyes, I can't look at her face. Not now. What are you doing here? Nothing. How do you know I was here? You said you wanted to be alone? I ran the numbers and concluded that I had the greatest probability of finding you here. Then leave me alone. You don't have to look for me. I'm not a lost little boy. Hey, that's not how you treat someone who's worried about you. Not that I'm worried about you or anything. Right after she gets herself flustered, Chris sighs and puts on a serious expression. I was going to leave you alone at first, but you've been acting weird these last couple of days. I mean, you've always acted weird, but more than usual. You look like a kid forced to eat crappy oatmeal. What happened? Nothing. Then why did he cancel the cracking of 7? You're the one who said we shouldn't. Also, I wonder what would happen if you just publish all the stuff inside Seren's database. Like, would that cause a big enough change to break free from this world line and go into the Gamma world line, say? I don't know. It would definitely be something that you wouldn't necessarily be able to undo very easily. Anyways, you're the one who said we shouldn't. Oh, you're afraid of triggering arrest flags? I get it. You should praise me for obeying the law for a change. That's not like you at all. What happened to your ego? What happened to the insane mad scientist who in cure? To hell with my ego. This time, it's not that simple. I have forced my egos on others before. Suzaha, Ferris, Lukaku, I sacrificed their dreams for the sake of my goal. I justified it by telling myself that it was necessary to save Mayuri. I weighed their suffering against the alternative and made my self-righteous choice. But this time the alternatives are impossible to compare. I have to choose which friend to let die. It would be so much easier if I knew what was right. Which friend to let die? What are you talking about? I'm just a student, Christina. You know? The insane mad scientist Hayun Koma? That's just a fantasy, a character I made up. I bet you had no idea. I may have figured that out when we first met. What if I hadn't found Chris's body back then? Let's try imagining that situation. If I hadn't seen Krisu dead, I wouldn't have interrogated her before the semester at ATF. Without hearing me call her a zombie, she wouldn't have taken an interest in me. She wouldn't have come to the lab. Ultimately, we would never have built the time leap machine, leaving me without the means to save Mayuri. And of course, Krisu would have not become our friend. We would not have been as close as we are right now. Tell me, Okabe, what do you mean? I can't meet her questioning gaze. Do I have to tell you? You've never hesitated to ask me for help before. Don't hold back now. That's not what this is about. Then prepare yourself. What I'm about to tell you is the absolute truth. And it could be your death sentence. Chris's voice cracks a little. Remember I told you before? When we delete the D-mail from Seren's database, we reach the beta world line where Mayuri doesn't die. And Seren doesn't take over the world, right? Everyone lives, everyone's free. We made it sound perfect. Perfect? It's anything but. I showed you the first D-mail, didn't I? The one that started it all? On the beta world line, the events described in that D-mail actually happened. Chris is a genius. I have no doubt that she understands. Chrisu, on the beta world line, you die on July 28th. And according to the attractive field model, nothing can prevent that from happening. If I want to save Mayuri, I have no choice but to let you die. Chrisu says nothing. What expression is she making now? I reluctantly sneak a look at her face. She's staring across the cityscape. Her eyes look distant, but I see neither fear nor sadness in her face. She seems accepting. Kwisu's always like this. Always calm, no matter what. It's hard to believe she's younger than me. Her soft chestnut brown hair blows in the wind. She lifts her hand to hold it down. Hey, Okabe. How credible do you find this attractive field model? Credible? It's all second-hand info from John Tider and from Anime-san. Anime? Amade-san? Amane-san, isn't it? I get that it's the accepted model in 2036. But how exactly do scientists prove the existence of attractor fields? Are you trying to say the model may be wrong? But I know for certain that convergence exists. I've experienced it firsthand. Even if they're right about convergence, what about the relationship between world lines? The moment I change the world line, everything is reconstructed, past, present and future. But that's just from your perspective, Okabe. Once you go to the beta world line, the me that your brain perceives will die. In other words, your perspective will have chosen the world line where I die instead of the one where I don't. Hang on. Once you go to the beta world line, the me that your brain perceives will die. In other words, your perspective will have chosen the world line where I die instead of the one where I don't. However, why can't the world your brain perceives be different from the world my brain perceives? Brains. I forgot her speciality was neuroscience. So you're saying world lines are independent? Like trains, maybe. Trains? Let me give you an easy example. Kwizu takes out her phone and starts fiddling with it. If I want to take the train from Akiba to Yokohama, which route should I take? I don't know. You were a rail fan? Short for railroad fanatic, an otaku with an interest in trains. It's just an example, geez. You choose to take the Yamato line to Tokyo Station, then transfer to Kaido Main Line for the rest of your trip. Chrissy keeps talking as she looks at her phone, apparently reading off in Tenderi. But I take the Yamato line to Oski, then transfer to Shannon Shinjuku line. Shannon? Another person say Hashida-san might decide to take the Kenhi Tohoku line for some reason. And Mayuri might ride the Shinkansen from Tokyo. You and I ride the same train until Tokyo Station, but there we ride different lines. We're still aiming for the same destination. That applies to the universe? You're claiming the existence of parallel worlds? I like to use my imagination too, sometimes. But where's the proof that there's only one world? Suzuha said so. And there's the Riedensteiner. In other words, an unknown time traveler and your inexplicable superpower. But we knew Suzuha. There's no way to prove that she was Hadashi's daughter, or there's anything she said about 2036 either. Not without going there ourselves. And if Riedensteiner is what you say, then it means that your subjective experience influences the memories of every single human being. That's completely absurd. Okabe, if that's true, then you're literally a god. But there's no gods in reality. The world doesn't revolve around you. It's just your brain making you believe that. If that makes you this world's god, then I must be a god too. My brain is just as big as yours. What are you trying to say? Let's just say you choose the world line where I die. That doesn't mean I have to do the same. The fact is that I'm standing here right now observing the world with my own subjectivity. I already exist on a world line where I don't die. Even if your perspective shifts to the beta world line, my perspective might remain here. It's a question where the soul lies, and I won't let you have your way with my soul. No true scientist would accept a hypothesis that's that flimsy. But there's a chance I'm right. So you have nothing to worry about. Chrisu smiles. How could she smile? I told her that she's gonna die. The problem is that you don't want to let me die, right? But if my hypothesis is correct, I'll still be alive on another possible world line. So there's no reason to be afraid. That's just a hypothesis. The same is true of the attractor fields. It hasn't been proven. Even if someone did prove it by 2036, that doesn't help us here in the present. Plus, just pointing out to help her argument, we don't know how it was proven. Maybe the proof itself is flawed. In other words, anything is possible. Chrissy turns her back to me after finishing. It's an armchair theory. A daring armchair theory that could, quite possibly, render meaningless everything I've done until now. How could Chrisu stay so calm? She's just an 18-year-old girl. Really don't have to worry about me, Okabe. It would just hurt my pride if you did. Oh man, okay. I'm saving here and I'm ending this episode. I do not need this phone call right now. This stupid choice. So, next episode. I don't know. Till then, everybody.